Hi everyone, welcome back in my channel today. Today I come up with another video on ServiceNow. In today's video, we are going to be discuss on the Rome release new features has been introduced by ServiceNow. Last week I released my another video on the Cubic part where I told about 16 new feature has been introduced by ServiceNow in the Cubic release. And today I came up with a new video on the Rome release, and here we are going to be discuss approximately 10 to 15 more features has been introduced by the ServiceNow. If you like this video, please share with your friends and spread the knowledge with everyone. Before we go to the actual Rome features, let's have a look on the ServiceNow release history or the version history. ServiceNow has a major release started from 2012 approximately. Before that, they have the releases with the name of the summer, fall, summer, winter, spring, fall. All these the name of the versions they use from 2007 till 2011. And after that, ServiceNow start using the major cities name for the releases. Aspen, Berlin, Calgary, Dublin are theirs. And currently we are on the Cubic release, which has been launched in 2020. And in July, 22nd July, ServiceNow opened the Rome release for their developers and few of the early bird customers as well, who will be upgrading their ServiceNow from Cubic to Rome. Also with this, ServiceNow share a new image or the new upgrade methodology for the next 2 years or 3 years, I can say. So we see that from the 2020 ServiceNow release Orlando, Paris, Cubic, and in Q3 or 2021 specifically in the month of September or October we are getting the Rome version as well. In 2020 quarter 1 they are coming with the San Diego as a country, then Tokyo as a country, then another 2023 they have two major releases, and in 2024 they have the Q1 planned Washington DC. Now it's again a surprise that how ServiceNow is going to be continue with their release name. After that, what will be the next release name? Maybe it can be name of the planets, maybe it can be name of the major or the big celebrities, maybe it can be name of the some major contributor in ServiceNow company itself. So that is a completely a future which ServiceNow keep it in it as of now, because they just reach out to the W, X, Y and Z are still remaining. So maybe after that we come to know that how ServiceNow going to be take to the next release names. Let's hope for the best. Before I reach out or before I kick off the Rome release features, let me take you on the ServiceNow website as well. We always have a question in our mind that how ServiceNow design the things, how much ServiceNow has in their product library. So I was browsing the ServiceNow docs website and I find that this is the product directory for ServiceNow for the Rome release. I'm sure many of us will not know a lot of things given by ServiceNow because maybe those modules are not much popular, maybe not enough mature as of now, or maybe not used by a lot of or many of the customers here. So you can see from the top starting from A they have 4 columns, and I just scroll down and you can see you can have a look on the applications or the products of ServiceNow starting from AI, API, agile development, portfolio, event management, mobile agent, expense lines, basically for SMM perspective, facility, field service management, something this one is looks something new to me. Finance is the one thing new is there, financial and this both are the two different things. Financial service operation are little different they have introduced. Form administration is something different. Then if I scroll down, HR delivery, legacy, two other different things. Connect, communities, CSDM, definitely in the Cubic release I introduced or I put something more on that as well. Your planned maintenance, IT BM, IT operation, ITSM, predictive intelligence. With this, if I little bit scroll down, you will find health and care as well here. Health and care they introduced in in the Cubic release, instance scan, data replications, program management, product catalogs, multiple things are there. I'm not sure that why ServiceNow give these two names in a similar. I can find few of the things in a similar procurement and procurement two times. Maybe if anyone from the service now watching this can clarify us that what is the purpose of these two things with the same name, definitely it will confuse the customer as well, that why the same name is given to the two products. Quizzes is one of the thing, ranking records for with the Spotlight. Another one of the important thing or the good thing introduced by ServiceNow, reporting, resource management, legacy chat. So in short, my purpose to show you this particular picture or this particular link is that basically here you can see that how many products ServiceNow delivering or providing to their customer. Metric base is introduced by in the cubic list, if I did not wrong here. Service Kit is the one of the thing, web services, walk-up, vulnerability, visual task force, agents. Few are the new, few are the old as well, which is definitely be their upgrade and conversion. Upgrade Center, this is a Paris release. They introduced this part, timeline visualizations. So time card, definitely multiple things are there which has been introduced by ServiceNow in different areas. So guys, if you are thinking that how many products ServiceNow is having, you can go here and you can find out the product list approximately. If I'm not wrong, if I take the major one, 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 1 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 31 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 1 2 3 4. So approximately 50 to 60 products they mention in one go. So approximately 200 to 40 to 50 products delivered by ServiceNow provided to their customers. They can use it minimum. A few of things we already using, but few of things we need to be used now because these are coming with a different perspective in the ServiceNow area. Let's not put much more time on this particular site here because you can get this site easily on the ServiceNow doc, ServiceNow bundle Rome product. You can find out easily, you are able to get this particular links. It's only not for the Rome, you can see for the Cubic, Paris, Orlando as well. So this is easy for you to be identified that how many 250 plus applications ServiceNow provided to their customer, and you can utilize that part. Now let's come back to our presentation here. So these are the new feature has been introduced by ServiceNow in the Rome release. Guys, I'm sure that I do some R&D before I come for the video recording basically here. So I put a lot of things in the background how this thing can be taken care, so that being a consultant, being a developer, being an administrator, you should know that how these things can be configured. One thing which I found that I'll not say that I am disappointed, but I'm not much happy with the Rome release because Rome is not much on the user front end perspective. If I say basically few things has been introduced by ServiceNow in the UI builder. You can change the themes, you can create multiple ways of the in the UI builder, but as we see in the Cubic release, in the Paris release, something new is coming from the customer as well, that which enhance the user experience that I did not find. Rome release is mainly be concentrated on the development perspective, that how we can enhance the development experience specifically. So that is if you get the time, go in the docs ServiceNow and you can find out the releases, Rome releases, where you find that main concentration has been given on the Flow Designer, Integration Hub, mobile authentication part, enhancements in the basically in the Flow Designer. So those are the things which has been introduced by ServiceNow specifically for the developer's perspective, not from the consultant on the end user perspective. Few things only which I would like to be discussing. Number one, navigation button. I'm not sure that this is done by ServiceNow intentionally or it is some CSS mistake or something. Let me take you on this particular part now. So I am on my particular instance as of now. You can see I am on the development instance. Let me show you that my version number first, so that you can be little verified. So I am on the Rome here, and this is a build date 17/15. I upgraded to the 623 basically. Sorry, it was done on 7th of patch 077. And this is my Rome release, which I upgraded from the developer.servicenow.com. I got an option to upgrade my instance, which I follow, and finally it has been done. So the first point which I would like to be discussed here is on the navigation button. When I say the navigation button specifically, I'm talking about this button here. So you can see that this button size has been increased now. If you see here, let me go, and if I click here, not here specifically, let me click on the help button here. So you will see, or let me put this thing here, chat window. Yep, you can see here this button and this button has a different size. Now I'm not sure that it is be intentionally done by ServiceNow, or it is some CSS mistake or something, or somehow the size has been increased here. So this is one of the major basic difference which I found. Which I found on the navigator part, specifically on the application navigator. It's a big one, it is a small symbol here. Now the second part, basically homepage disable. This is one of the good feature has been introduced by ServiceNow to make sure the performance of their platform should not be impacted. What happens specifically that my ITL user can create their own homepage. That is one of the things which ServiceNow always recommend, that you can give your users authority where they can go and they can create their homepage. So they can go here and click on the plus and they can create their own homepage as required. But sometimes this homepage can be impact my system performance as well, because being an ITL user, I don't know that how my system has been designed in the background. So I create my heavy reports which I put on the homepage that can impact my system performance too. So to stop that particular thing, ServiceNow introduce a new system property. Let me go to the sys_properties. And the property name which has been given by ServiceNow, basically, let me open this called the com.glide app. So this is the property which has been introduced by ServiceNow. I was just doing some R&D, so you can see it's showing about an hour. What you have to do, you have to make this value as a true. I just make a value as a true here. When I click on the true, when I make a value as a true here, then what I can do, I can go on the home page and I will not find the plus icon here. It means now you can restrict this particular thing for your users. They cannot create home page as many as they require. You can give you can create the home pages on behalf of the customer and you can share with their team, but now nobody, even you can see I am logged in as a system admin, even I cannot create a home page. So that is one of the basic thing which has been introduced by ServiceNow from the customer perspective, number one. Second, the schedule plugin specifically, this option is a very good option introduced by ServiceNow, because sometimes what happens that being an architect, being a developer, I want to activate 5 or 7 plugins. I know that I cannot sit for 2 hours just to activate plugin one by one. So this is a new feature which has been introduced by ServiceNow called the schedule plugins. What this basically do, it give you the opportunity to schedule your plugin in a proper manner. So let the page will open. I'll show you the one thing here. Yep. So now let me take this one. So suppose I want to activate this plugin. So what I can do, I can click on the install or I can click on this particular option. If I click on the install, it will directly go for the installation. If I click on the schedule installation, click here, it will ask me a date or time, when you want to deploy, when you want to activate this part specifically or activate this plugin. So I click here, I click on the date picker icon here, and let's say I want to go for the 28th. Click OK, click next. That's all. So one part has been done. It will open a pop-up where it will say if the installation does not complete in the schedule period. Suppose this one on this page it does not complete, what action you want? Reschedule with the same next calendar day, or you don't want to reschedule. Suppose I say okay, if half of the plugin has been installed and due to some reason half is not installed properly, then I can schedule it same again and submit. Or you don't want to schedule, you can click on the don't schedule. Generally follow this practice, because you can see that what happened with my this thing, and click on the submit here. So that is the another feature, or I can say the third feature has been introduced by ServiceNow, schedule plugin. So you can see plugin has been scheduled. Now suppose in my team I have a 5 or 7 developers and everybody given a task to activate the plugin. What you can go here and you can see the schedule summary, that who has been scheduled. So it's showing the successful app because I schedule one plugin to be activated. So if you want to see the full schedule or you want to see the status, click on the view status number 1. This was the one which I request for the activation. There is a no failed apps here. So that is the one thing you can be identify. Or go here and click on the full schedule. It will open a pop-up window for you in the calendar format. I'm not sure that is someone else also facing this issue or not, but I am facing this issue that it's look like the screen is not completely. If anyone from the service now watching this video, please take this as a defect or a bug. If I minimize this, then I can see the full screen. So one of the things which I notice here is basically, see, it's cutting the installation. Maybe it's my browser setting. I'm sure I'm using the 100 as a size here. If it is a ServiceNow issue, they can fix maybe in the next release. So when I click here, I can see the complete schedule here. So now you can see this was the I requested. This we just requested for the next one. So you can see by the week, you can see by the day, similar as we have in the change calendar, the same thing are available here. But again, there's something is wrong, which I can be notified here, that this page has been, this pop-up image has been cutted when I open this particular application navigator. So this is the third option. The fourth, this summary part has been introduced by ServiceNow in the Rome release. Next one is the Flow Designer error handler. This is the one of the good point which has been introduced by ServiceNow specifically for their developers. I am again saying that this release is not mainly for the consultant. This release is mainly for the developers or the architect level things are defined here. So let me open my Flow Designer. Let me open it here, Flow Designer. Good things has been introduced by ServiceNow in the Flow Designer, which we discuss in one by one in a next part specifically. Let it be open here quickly. In the meantime, let me take you on the next part. Also within the Flow Designer, ServiceNow introduced the math and the transform function as well. A good thing has been introduced by ServiceNow where you can use the mathematics function or the transform function as well. Let me take you here. It is still opening for me because it takes little time here. With this, I would like to add one more point which has been introduced by ServiceNow called the error evolutions basically, which I'm not able to activate or not able to see that part on my instance specifically, but this is again a good option has been introduced by ServiceNow. So now you can see here the Flow Designer has been opened. I created one test workflow. Sorry, I need to put the asterisk here so that it can be put. Yep. So I created my test workflow room with the name of the room here. You can see here what ServiceNow introduced here is the one of the thing that is called the error handler. What is the purpose of that? Suppose you request something from the REST API or the SOAP perspective and something is not expected come to you. In that case, what you can do, you can activate the error handler. I like this switching on and off. Beautiful, looks beautiful for me. And on and off, you can do that part. And what you can do, you can define the error handler action as well, that what next to do if any error come in my workflow or the flow basically. So you can define your, I can say you define your actions here. Okay, in the actions, you can define what you want. I want to send the notification. Okay, to whom you want to send the notification, you can define properly the things here. Send notification on which record. I'm just putting the maybe I am putting the error handler, or I can say just error status if I have something message. Okay, then on the table, which table you want to do, you can define your tables, or any notification you want to do, you can define the notification. This one, password required updating, and click on the done part here. So once this has been done, the second part which we are talking specifically, this is the one which we are discussing here called the error handler. The second or the another feature which has been introduced by ServiceNow in the Rome release for the functions part, maths and the transform functions. You can go here, click on the action, and just click on the action here. Let me scroll down and search for the logs. Click on the log here, because suppose what is this purpose basically? I don't want the complete email ID of my user. I just want the username. And here you can define what you want. I want to pick up the send notification status or the code. And if you go here, you can find this particular option. This is called the FX. Basically this, when I click on this, it will open the mathematics and the transform functions for me. So you can see here available transforms. You can see contain, does not, date string, does not contain, end with. If you put the mathematics function, add, average, divide, max, you can do that part very easily. Just use that and click on the apply. It will work for you here. So by this way, ServiceNow introduced a new functionality to utilize the mathematics function or the transform functions in your error handler specifically. That is one of the good point we introduced. Now the next point which ServiceNow specifically open for the user's perspective is called the standard deviations reporting part specifically. Let me go to the report here. Okay, let it be load here. A report. Because ServiceNow also know that the business need some mathematics things as well in their place, in their reports basically. So what they did, they introduced this standard deviation, a new formula in the reporting part as well. Let me go here and let me click on this inbuilt report as well. I just open this one. I show that how and where you can see that particular function standard deviation specifically. Let it be open. So go to the configure tab on the third part here and click on the aggregation, and here you can see the standard deviation. If I click on this, it will ask on which particular field you want to put that standard deviation. So I can say I want to put on the business duration because it will work only in some calculation format. So click here and click on the run here. Then it will generate a report for me. So you can see 0 seconds, 0 6 day, 3 seconds, all the things has been taken care by this particular function. So this is another new feature has been introduced by ServiceNow in the Rome version. The next one, that is becoming CMDB CI teams. It is very good option, or it is very good feature has been introduced by ServiceNow, where you can define the primary team of your CI. So what I will do, I'll go here CMDB underscore CI dot list. It will open. Let me take a class as a, and let's take a class as a software, just to be put something new here. Class is software. Yep, and click on the run here. Yep. Okay, click on the run here. Let me go here. Now what they introduce specifically in the CMDB specifically, that they introduce a new related list. What related is, what you can do, you can go here and click on the configure and go to the related list here, and here you can search for the teams. It means here you can define which team is the primary if any issue, any incident has been raised for this particular CI here. So you can go, you can find out the teams here. Now what I will do, I will add my group here. Teams nothing, it's just a reference to the group table only, nothing else. So here I will putting a teams here. Maybe I can say this, I can say this, or I can say this, and I'll click on the save here. When I click on the save, you can see that it is asking for the, as of now all groups are the false as a primary. So I can say okay, this group I want as a primary for my this CI. It means if any incident has been raised for this CI, the ticket should be assigned to this particular group automatically. As of now, what I'm getting one error here, that business application registration approval group is already designated to some other configuration item. Maybe there is a reason. Let me try to put this here. Okay, application approval is already designed to some configuration item. So I'm getting this option. You can get little more detail on the ServiceNow docs, but this is the newly introduced by ServiceNow by using the teams, where you can define this particular functions or the primary or the secondary groups you can define easily. The next one, I'm coming to the agent workspace, basically agent workplace or the inline changes. What happened till now, that suppose I am on the agent workspace. Let me go here. Yep. Don't consider as the agent workplace, it is an agent workspace. Sorry for the typo. Let me go and refresh here. So what ServiceNow say that as of now, if I open it, I go here and let me open this incident and I open the all incidents here. I want to just show you that what is the new feature has been introduced by ServiceNow for the agent console specifically. Now suppose I want to make a changes in the short description of this 4.1. I click by arrow I select and I can make a changes, but this functionality was not available earlier in the agent console. If you go here, let me go here. Yep. Okay, and click on the list view here. Sorry, let me go on the list view here and click on the, yep, okay, it's it's loading for me. Yep. Let me reload my page. Maybe I'm put something wrong here, so it's causing a problem for me. Let it be rolled for a minute. Let me close this close it. It is not be required any longer now. Okay, so now let me go here and click on the, yep. Suppose I want to make a change in this 3 short description. Okay, what I need to do, I need to activate one property for the same, or let me go here and incident, and let me click on the open incident here. Okay, now suppose I select, see, I am not able to select all the incident in a one go. So what I will do, I'll go here and I will make a change in one of the property that is called the inline changes. Let me go here, sys underscore properties dot list, and I will search for the inline dot changes property here. Inline is there. Yep, this one. Glide list inline editing is enabled. It is, as of now it's false. If I make it as a true, yep. And let's see this part here. Let me refresh. If I'm not wrong, let me see anything which I updated today, because a lot of things I was doing some R&D before I come to this presentation for my audience or my friends and colleagues. I want to see that did I make any changes or I did anything any wrong here. Yep. So my agent console has been workspace has been open now. Let it be open here. I click. So now you can see I can select in a one go. Shift and down arrow I can do. Click here and I make up welcome in my world and just enter. It will be make a change in the every short description here. So this is the one of the property has been introduced by ServiceNow, which you can utilize for the agent console if you want to be give this functionality to your particular agents or not. Okay, so now you can see it has been updated successfully. Yeah, the next one which has been introduced by ServiceNow is called the, basically this is part of the structured problem management, and they put it a new application, new plugin called the KP, basically Kepner and Trago. Everybody know that it has been utilized in service in problem management very heavily. So what I did specifically, I did not able to buy that get this app on my PDI, but I'll show you here what you have to do here, because I already installed this plugin. In the meantime, let me open the ServiceNow store as well and will show you here, find in store. To activate this particular app, you have to activate the plugin first, and that plugin basically called the structured problem management Kepner Trago is the name of that part. So I'll search for the advanced problem management and search here. When I search in my app, I will find that part. So I'm talking about basically this particular app which has been developed by KP, is the Kepner Trago is the one who developed this part, and you can see a few things here. It means that if you install this app, you will be able to do your work properly as defined the technical, like technology, that you have a question for the 5 whys, why you want to, what happened for this problem record, then you can define the root cause part. Okay, what is the cause for this one? So it means that it is a big or end-to-end easy way to do your RCA part specifically, and this is the part of this called as a Medit part specifically. Let me show you the complete app name here, which is required, which plugin is required here. Yeah, so you can see here that you have to be install this plugin, problem management best practice Medit plugin need to be installed before you activate or you buy this particular application. But the way I understood this is actually good. We can utilize this, and this is be good for those teams who are actually working on the, what I can say, on the problem management and end to end specifically, and they want to be get their RC in a proper manner. Now let's come to the next one, that is called the interview template. So in HR, basically HR specifically domain, ServiceNow introduced in the Room version, they introduced a new feature called the interview template. So being a HR, being a recruiter, you can define your interview templates question as well. More details you can find out on the docs.service now, but to get this part you have to be activate the plugin called the interview questions or interview templates in your plugins area. Then you can open this and you can activate these particular things. But for this you need to be get the basic HR core application is required. So you can define here the name of the interview question. I can say test, and I can define on which table I want to be run that part specifically, and then I can execute these things, this part. So you can define maybe on the incident table change which is be required specifically on the HR part. If you think you can activate, and you can do that part very easily on that front. So I'm not going in the deep dive of this. Let me take you on the next part, that is called the process optimization. Process optimization is the another product which is be not introduced in the Roam release. It was the little older one, but now what ServiceNow changed, they introduced the machine learning or the predictive intelligence to generate your models. If I show you here quickly, let me go here, process optimization. Yep. So let me go to the all products quickly. I can show you here. Yep. So if you can, I can open this specifically. Maybe I can open this as an incident. And if I run this particular one, I need to be activate one property here. Earlier this model generation, if I click here, maybe I can be, if it is activated in my instance now, so I can show you. Otherwise it give me error as well, that it is not able to reach to the training server. I hope it will be work for me. Yes, so now you can see it is generating a model for me. Earlier this model was generated through the help of the CSS files, but now this has been removed in the Paris release, and it has been taken care by the only one way, that is called the predictive intelligence. So this is one of the major change which has been done here in ServiceNow for the process optimization. So if I click on the close and open analyst workbench, you will be able to see that particular model has been generated for us. In the meantime, it's take little time, so I'll go to the next part specifically, ATF full screenshot. One of the major thing which I'm reading or seeing on the LinkedIn, specifically on the ServiceNow persons, they are saying in the Roam release ServiceNow come up of major upgrades in the ATF part. But again, if I say the major upgrades, that is mainly for the development perspective or from the tester perspective, nothing from the customer perspective. But yes, which when I heard the podcast of a few of the people here, I came to know that now you can use the ATF end to end for any kind of a testing, kind of a I can say the UI testing or the load browser testing. You can do that part. And one thing which I understand specifically from this, that now ServiceNow take the complete screenshot of the page. Earlier when we using the ATF, they just take the incident screenshot, but now it will capture the complete one. Let me show you one example. So this is the way that my process or my model has been generated here. Let me go to quickly on the ATF part and just show you here. Definitely we need to be try this ATF a lot, because the way ServiceNow promoting ATF nowadays is very good, because they say that they say that ATF is one of the good thing which help you to reduce your timings in the upgrade testing specifically. So now let me click on the run test here, and let me open the run test in the another window. In the meantime, it's work. Let me go to the next slide, and I'll next point I'll show there. Instance Security Center. So what happened in the Cubic release, ServiceNow introduced a feature called the instance scan. It means you can scan your instance. But now what they introduced, that suppose something happened wrong in your particular instance, and now you want to get the logs for the same. Now you want to scan the same. So ServiceNow introduced this feature specifically. So now you can see ServiceNow is taking the complete screenshot, a complete page screenshot. That is a good thing which has been introduced by ServiceNow here. Okay, let me go here. So I'll open a table called the, let me close it here, test in progress. So this is the way the test in progress. So you can your browser can be rolled back. All the things has been introduced by ServiceNow in this release. Scan_trigger.list. This is basically used by ServiceNow. I cannot do that part because I am on the testing as of now. Let me cancel my testing, only then I can be do that part. I'm not sure that why it's not be able to cancel that. Okay, it's stuck complete. Okay, wait for a minute, let me cancel this if I can somewhere. It take little time. I don't want to be open this, but still I'm doing that part. Okay, I will show you that part in a minute. Let me go to the next part, system logs. Okay, what ServiceNow did, ServiceNow introduced 3 new fields in this particular table to see the family or the package of your source file as well. Okay, so let me go here, system log. Okay, it's not allowed, it's not allowing me to do that part. Let me, okay, sorry, it's coming. It's taking little time to be load here. Okay, it's going on this particular page. I want to be stop this and I cannot stop this part. Performing other activities while this, and I cannot do this thing. Let me see if I can do anything here with my browser settings. No, I cannot do. So this is one of the things which be given by ServiceNow. Let me see if I can find something here. Nope, it's not allowing. Only one thing is left. Let me log out and try to log in again. Maybe this thing help me now to stop my testing parts. Let me close all these things here. Okay, now I log out and let me log in again. And let me show you that part. Yes, so we are on this part, basically instance security center. This reactive scan is basically part of this thing only, instance security center. So what I can be go here, I'll do what will scan_trigger.list. Let me open this. Now here what I can do, I can open this and I can define my trigger type specifically. Trigger type, basically you can put your sys_update_set. It means you have to put the table name and click on the submit here. When you do the submit here, it will be do the scan trigger, and it will work like in the cases when something wrong happen with your instance, some updates fail, something wrong is there, you can do that part by that rescanning here. Okay, at the last it is basically system logs which we're discussing here. Let me go to the system logs here. Okay, and let me click on the all here. This 3 fields has been introduced by ServiceNow: source package, source family, and one more field it is there specifically called the source application family. So these 2 things which I see that has been introduced by newly in ServiceNow in the Rome releases to know that where or what is the family it belongs specifically. When you execute something, you can find out that part from the source package or source application family. At the last, this was the point which we already discussed in the instance security center, specifically reactive scan. In the UI builder, as I told, that a lot of new things has been introduced by ServiceNow, where you can do the preview of your themes or your basically screens in itself only. ServiceNow introducing a lot of new things in the catalog and the flow designer or the catalog builder as well. But again, these are the deep dive things which are required. So as of now, what I understood, what I get from my knowledge, I put it in front of you. I'm sure that I will be working little more things on the features and will come soon with a more deep dive feature from the development perspective. So guys, if you like my video, please share with your friends, because I have only one motto, that is learn and grow together. Subscribe my channel, like my video, and share my video with your friends and colleagues. Thank you so much for watching my video. We will be meeting again soon with new other topics, new other researches in the ServiceNow area. Let's come and explore the world of ServiceNow. Thank you so much guys. Have a nice day. Stay safe and stay happy. Bye bye.